Hey, what's up guys? It is Rapmark here. So we have finished the Knife of Dunwall, so we're going on to the last DLC before Dishonored 2, the Brigmore Witches. So let's go ahead and get to it. Like, is there anything to actually load? Alright, no there's not. Totally new. Alright. What is this? Oh, okay, in case you just want to redo missions or not, whatnot. Love the music to this game. I absolutely love it. I hope the music for Dishonored 2 is just as good. Alright, on with the game. A save game of Knife of Dunwall has been found. You can use your progression in the Brigmore Witches. You will retrieve your equipment and powers. Which progression do you want to use? Low chaos. Absolutely. You have chosen to use the low chaos progression of the Knife of Dunwall in the Brigmore Witches. Continue. Yes. Alright, is that what I have had it on? Novice. Okay, no. We don't need novice. We'll go veteran, because any more than that is like, holy shit. Elite. That is something I'd probably do on my own time. And of course, Master Assassin. That is something I'll do in my own time. So, veteran it is. Creating a new game. Yeah, we're just starting it, so I don't mind. Daud's hideout. Corrupted charms are more powerful than... Okay. Troubled sleep. You have been ill at ease ever since you assassinated Empress Jasmine Caldwin and abided in the abduction of her daughter Emily. That's right. And if Billy Lurk was our second in command. She betrayed us. We spared her, and now she's going off to somewhere. So we are finishing up that.
He knew. The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned.
Indeed.
The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch.
Oh boy.
Corvo.
Yep, good old Corvo.
Here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you.
Owie. Interesting.
What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
Alright, so we're right by a bone charm, it sounds like. Parting shot. It was all a dream. Corrupted bone charms are powerful bone charms that come with a cost. Locate them like normal bone charms by listening for the song they emit, or with the Void Gaze power, equip them in the Bone Charms tab of the journal. Alright. Ports of Call. Excerpt from the guide to the port cities across the Empire of the Isles. Potterstead, Gristol, a small town, but the locals are charming and the ale is unmatched. Be certain to visit during the month of winds for their pennant festival. Dunwall in Gristol. Notes on the capital city could fill a dozen such volumes. All delights exist in Dunwall if you got the coin, and all miseries if you're broke. Unless you're well connected through someone in Dunwall Tower, one of the key families, the City Watch, or River Patrol, make sure your permits are in order, otherwise you're likely to have your cargo seized by the port authorities for any reason they care to concoct. Kilkenny and Morley. While the harbor master here is particular about the kinds of goods you're carrying, the rest of the town is more lax. Be sure to visit the Inn on the Rock for the best mutton stew in all the islands. Yarrow in Tivia. The cold here will snatch the breath from your lungs, but it is met in equal strength by the civility of its well-mannered citizens. The cozy taverns are kept warm by their famously crafted iron stoves, though the northern food takes some adjustment. Bejeweled aristocrats laugh and drink side by side with weathered, leathery-skinned farmers, clapping one another on the back until the dim hours. It is hard to make a friend here, or truly understand the worldview of the native-born, but once you do, you'll have a friend for life. Calero in Sarkonis. The city is crowded in the warmer months, and for a good reason. You'll find yourself shoulder to shoulder with scantily clad locals and foreigners on holiday, pale skin burned pink by the sun, which somehow seems larger and brighter in Sarkonis. The food in Calero is a shining example of Sarkonian cuisine, and there is always music, always dancing. Hand-rolled on the steps of tobacco shops, the cigars are, of course, fresher than the ones you've had shipped to other parts of the Empire. Karnaca, which I believe is going to be the location in the second Dishonored game we're going to, for spending most of the time there. The jewel of the south at the edge of the world, the city is bustling with industry. After a wave of settlers from Morley and an influx of wealthy trading companies from Dunwall, everywhere you go in Karnaca, there are new ideas, hybrid forms of music, groundbreaking theories of natural philosophy, and even extravagant delicacies made by a mixing of ingredients from all the known cultures. Locals work tirelessly for their coin, welcoming the elite from across the Isles. Awesome. Alright, so we still have the Reclamation of Dunwall. Published in response to the plague. Dunwall, the seat of power in the known civilized world, the Empire of the Isles. It is our great capital, and has been brought low by vermin, the very thought galls. We are faced with the reality that our once great city is in a state of shambles, and the few remaining domiciles in any habitable condition are the estates of those wealthy enough to ward themselves against that reality. A city cannot continue to thrive, populated only by the upper classes and their cloistered sycophants. Even if the plague were gone tomorrow, in its present state, Dunwall doesn't have enough hardy people of working age to return the city to everyday function. We must find a way to attract more residents, which requires removing the cloud of fear brought about by the current regime. The Lord Regent and his lackeys are bad for business, my friends, so it falls on us. A plague and a tyrant must be overcome, and after that we must undertake a third miracle, turning the sewers on the obscenely wealthy, forcing them to pay back into the place that has given them their privileged lives. It is the powerful and the fortunate who must pay for the rebuilding of Dunwall, even if the poorest will bear the stones and timbers of reconstruction on their backs. All this must happen for the dormant machine of commerce to restart. Without that, we are all forfeit, and the greatest city of our age will be lost. Indeed. Alright, so there's one right beneath us. A few things to loot. And, of course, lots of stuff over here. Alright, let's head down. Let's go talk with Thomas, I believe it was. What's this? Regency and emergency powers. Lol. In a time of political upheaval, there are provisions in place for a staged transfer of power, designed with three goals in mind. The first is the minimization of incentive for a coup. There is no predetermined person or position within the government that is scheduled to take on the mantle of regency during a time of crisis. Instead, a regent is chosen by parliamentary accord. This serves to avoid promoting a path of derelict ascendancy, and to discourage those who would scheme for such a turn of events. It is the assumption of our governing documents that such a legislative body will always have the wisdom to see through would-be usurpers. Second is the assurance of stability for the commons during and after the transitional phase. During an I always have trouble saying that word, interregnum, while a regent rules the land, there are categories of laws and decrees that cannot be altered without a majority vote from Parliament. Thus, daily life for the people will not change dramatically when during a time of regency, or shift drastically once a proper heir takes up the throne. Third, and perhaps most important, is that a worthy successor is found. In order to rule out hasty action and to maximize stability, there will be no term limit or duration applied to the period of regency. Historically, rash decisions have been greatly contested, resulting in extended political turmoil or outright conflict. When the proper heir is found and the position is filled by someone worthy of the role, all others will fall in and provide their support. Alright. Done and done. Cobbled bits of bone. Oh my. Except from a journal covering various occult artifacts. It seems like all the books here now are all new, so I hope you all have prepared for a lot of reading from me. They say my mother was a witch, but the truth, as is so often the case, depends on the perspective and your place in the world. She relied on poisons made from exotic herbs and the blowfish that live in the reef waters near Pandacia. Her power originated in the hallucinogenics delivered through guile or by force to those who crossed her. There was an unusual intensity in her gaze for certain, but it came from within, not from the outsider. It's what happens to anyone pushed to the absolute edge of sanity and survival, who stays there for years, then returns to walk among the sheep in so-called civilized society. My mother was crafty, but if it was anything more than powders, hidden knives, and guiles, I never saw it. Like they tell children, some of those truly touched by the black-eyed bastard can move through space between rooftops like a sparrow. Others command armies of rats or poisonous flies as easy as they wiggle their fingers and toes. Overseers are right to fear us, to warn the common folk to stay near their homes at night and to keep their families close, but there are other ways his influence manifests itself. Those who serve me share in some of what I do, and I suspect it's the same for Delilah Copperspoon's coven. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. This is about Daud and I guess his mother and his sort of history and motivations and stuff. Then there are those who can craft runes and charms. Old women across town. They call her Granny Rags. She carves and polishes the bones of whales, stringing them together and opening them to the void until they moan like the fever sick on a cold night. I found a few of her talismans, and with each one I touched, a tiny piece of me departed and settled in with her. What does she gain? A longer life? Some other kind of power I don't understand? The making of such things is beyond me. I've known 4 people in my time who carried the mark of the outsider, but I've known dozens more who wanted it, who stood at night in stagnant ponds or begged with the dust blowing through the graveyards, people who gutted farm animals or burned the flesh of men thinking it would call forth the void. I met a dying man once who had collected runes and charms for years. He crushed them all into powder, made a paste, and ate them, thinking he would gain whatever magic was in the things. His death was long and painful. Yikes. I also knew a woman from Karnaca who would trade for charms and other bits of whalebone. She cracked them apart and fused them back together, then sold them. I bought one of these corrupted charms that she swore would cause sharp metal to break on my skin. And it worked, but each time it did, one of my teeth turned black and fell out. After a third time, I gave it to one of my men. Now when he smiles, it's all bleeding gums, and I wonder what parts inside him are turning black. Oh, that sounds horrible. That is awful. Sometimes I ask myself, without these gifts, would I be a man to fear? Would I be called the Knife of Dunwall? With my name whispered through the markets and the alleyways to the high towers and drawing rooms? I'd like to think so, but it really doesn't matter. As long as I bear this mark, I'll use whatever craft I have to force my will in the world. The harder trick is undoing what I've done. Indeed, it always is. You've unleashed quite the problem here, sir.
Begging your pardon, Daud, but I don't think it's safe to leave these overseers holed up in the refinery.
It's a new game now. They know where to find us. We just have to make them afraid to.
Indeed.
They're not afraid to die for their 7 strictures.
Them? No. But the men who give the orders are a different breed.
Indeed.
All the same, I'd better give them a hand, just in case the prisoners try anything.
I like that. And of course, ingot. One of 2. I should have 3. Oh, I have 4. Yeah, never mind. I should have 4. Alright. 2 more and I get to freeze time. Which actually would be insanely nice. Ooh, yawn. Alright, so what is this corrupted charm I've gotten? Yeah, that has to be it. Alright. Witch's Skin. Benefit. When taking damage, your mana is drained before your health. Penalty. Mana does not regenerate. Man. Oh, it took away all my... Okay. Alright. So yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna take that. Take that. Don't need that. I'll take that. No, not gonna do that. I'll take that. And I'll take that. There we go. R to drink. Why would
Thomas
I need
finished his scouting run. When you've talked to him, I'll give you the latest word from inside the prison.
Alright, fair enough. First, I want to see these, the whalers. Ooh, alright. Except from a journalist report on organized criminal activity, one gentleman of advanced age swore that his brother had been taken by the Whalers, a notorious gang associated with the man called Daud. According to Peter Mansfield, his brother Radolf was proud of working with the Royal Spymaster's Responsible Citizens Group, feeling no shame in reporting on what he perceived as shady dealings by his rivals at the fish markets, but this might have been the source of his trouble. On the 6th evening of the month of Hearths, Radolf came storming into Peter's home, white-faced and panic-stricken, claiming to have been chased by a group of ruffians wearing leather suits and vapor masks used by the men working in the whale oil factories. Peter gave him supper and drink, sending him on his way later in the night, after which Radolf was never again seen. Huh. Interesting. I wonder what happened to him. The Isle of Serconis. I'm fascinated about reading this, considering I'll be doing a lot of stuff in Serconis. Alright, so, at least for Dishonored 2. There we go. Excerpt from a volume on Serconian geography and culture. Serconis, the jewel of the south, is best known for its warm winds, spiced foods, and endless beaches, while the city of Calero sees the heaviest flow of travelers from across the Isle. Karnaca, on the southernmost edge of the known world, is preferred among the elite of the Empire. It's said that a month spent resting beneath the sun on the beaches of Serconis, or within one of the rural villages, can cure most maladies. Travelers bring back recipes and styles from the south, and the dances that all Serconians learn in their youth are favored in Crystal for their sensuality, copied by fashionable aristocracy in the capital city of Dunwall. The only persistent trouble in Serconis originates along the string of tiny islands stretching away from the mainland to the east. For generations, pirates have hidden among this archipelago, whatever, raiding traders passing between the isles, and more recently attacking whaling ships returning with rich stores of oil. Okay. Wonder if that's gonna play a part in the next game. I guess we'll find out. Yep. Metaphysica Mysterium? Excerpt from a longer banned work on supernatural ritual. It is said that we should not sully our hands when combating the forces of the void. My studies have been deemed heretical by my brothers, but the rewards have been invaluable. I have harnessed the same energies employed by the outsider and his accursed followers while avoiding their corruption. I will... Oh, okay, never mind. I have read that. That was... Alright. We're good now. We can talk and... yeah, all that good
I
stuff.
found Lizzie's stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait? At your pleasure.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay for now. Yeah, no need to rush. Sweet, it even saved the coin I had.
Taking prisoners is exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about.
You don't have to remind me. It's Billy's doing that the Overseers found us. That wasn't Daud.
Daud should have caught it. And now witches? He's not the man he was.
Quiet. You're going to get us killed.
Daud.
Gentle, okay, from a secret panel containing a centralized sighting of the sensationalized sighting of the assassin Daud. Gentle reader, be assured that your coin is well spent today. What you read here may be one day preserve your life and your sanity. No one has seen the knife of Dunwall and lived to tell of it, until now. The sun was setting, a bloody stain against the sky, silhouetting the noble contours of Rothwild's slaughterhouse. The stench of blood, the flesh of men and whales scoured the air. Daud slithered from the sewers, his body slick with gore and crawling with vermin that no mortal man could have tolerated. His shadow stretched before him on the ground, and it revealed his true nature. A horned thing warped by heresy. A shape too terrible to be put into words, my gentle readers. A sorcerer from the void, without question. I could hear the moans of the dying workers he left in his wake, but he did not even pause to acknowledge their plight, for his heart is colder than Tyvian ice. Instead, he let out a guttural howl of victory, the shock of which snuffed the life out of those poor dying workers. Then he bounded away, moving from roof to roof back toward the streets, and this is where I thought this chapter would end until I heard the music. The grinding metal music of the Overseers echoed from nearby alleyways, and I knew there would soon be a fight. With only my sense of duty to the fallen citizens of Dunwall to keep my fear from overtaking me, I inched closer to the mouth of the alley for a better vantage. A brave contingent of Overseers had captured one of Daud's lieutenants lurking in the alley. He or she, for I could not tell beneath the thick leather of the industrial whaler suit, was prone and tied with sturdy ropes surrounded by Overseers, but their fixation was ultimately their undoing. Daud fell from above, moving through the air as easily as a falcon. I swear it upon my spirit. Without sound, he glided down among them, and the music maker was the first to die as Daud tore the man's head from his shoulders. The wretched song faded into a discordant wail, and then I watched as the most notorious assassin of our time became a flurry of leather, metal, and blood, deflecting bullets and sword blades with ease. The last overseer, no doubt consumed with terror at seeing his brothers fall so easily, sank to his knees and begged for mercy. Daud spoke a single word that made my entrails squirm in my belly upon hearing it. The overseer shrieked like a madman until his mask split in two, as though struck by some hammer and chisel, and a stream of blood gushed forth from the crack, bathing Daud's boots. I closed my eye at that point, too overwhelmed to witness any further atrocity. I could only hope that if the foul heretic discovered me next, my life would end swiftly. But when I opened my eyes, Daud was nowhere to be seen. That was the last I ever saw of the Knife of Dunwall. So heed my warning, gentle reader. Should you or anyone you love witness some misshapen shadow fall across your path, or should you hear the slightest rumor of dark words whispered from rooftops, then flee. Flee with all haste. Man, superstitious people. Let's see what this guy is gonna say.
Corvo's out there, Daud. It's a matter of time before he shows up here.
He's got the Lord Regent's army to chew through first.
Not for
What are
long.
you going to do when Corvo arrives?
He won't make it past the Weepers and the River Crusts. The city's changed since he was the royal protector.
Huh.
If Corvo,
Enough about Corvo. You should be preparing for Brigmore.
as you wish.
Fair enough. We'll hop on there next. First, we're going to talk to people.
This will hold while we're away. Anything short of cannon fire.
Let's hope it won't come to that.
And off he goes. And yoink. Now I just need one more. 2 of 2 runes found. Well, normally that's how I would get in and out of here.
They say he let Rothwild live. Is Daud getting soft?
Rothwild's not coming back anytime soon. You should spend more time thinking about your form.
Anytime you think I'm a little soft, you're welcome to come by my office. Bring a blade.
Lol. Indeed, don't mess with him. He will jack you up. Alright, so yeah, normally you can get through there, but it seems like just for this mission they cut it off. We found everything we need to find. We've read every book we need to read. So let's go on and start this.
After Corvo's escape, it's going to be more difficult to break into Coldridge. They've installed arc pylons, and they're blaring Overseer music over the loudspeakers. Our talents will be suppressed until we get inside.
I have other talents.
Oh my.
They've got Arnold Timshin there. Same wing as Lizzie Stride.
The barrister. He'll bring some class to the neighborhood.
Lol. He deserves it.
Last thing. There's an execution planned in the courtyard. Should draw a lot of eyes away from you.
They know how to make a man feel welcome.
Indeed. Alright, I guess that's that. Let's get out of here.
Is it time to go, sir?
It is. Let's go. Lol, don't kill anyone. Defeated Corvo in a dream, so I suppose I can get defeated by Corvo in the dream as well. I found all coins. There were no outsider shrines to be found. Corrupted charms, 1 of 1. Runes found, 2 of 2. Alright. Alright, stay of execution for Lizzie. You need Lizzie Stride's boat to reach Delilah's stronghold at Brigmore Manor. Unfortunately, the leader of the Dead Eels gang is locked up in Coleridge prison, and you've got to break her out. Sounds good to me.
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players, gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzie Stride, and Lizzie Stride is in jail.
Favors. As Daud, you can use your network as spies and corrupt merchants to purchase equipment and upgrades before each mission. You can also pay for special favors, a variety of effects. Alright, so I guess I'm buying stuff, but I don't have very much. Alright, first things first, I need to fill up on these. These things are just way too good not to. Huh. Oh, I wish I had more stuff. Ah. Forged requisition papers allow you to contact and deliver stun mines. Oh, that sucks too. Misplaced rune. The contraband is yielded. Yep. Hey, I gotta have my runes. Oh, I can. Good for me. Alright, so I can't get boot stealths. Full capacity, don't really care about that. Or that. Or that. I do care about that. I'm gonna have to get lots of coin. Oh, yep. I'm gonna need that too. And that. And that. Jeez. There's a lot I need. Stun mine. I do like that. Yes, yes, yes. We all know. Yep. Let's do it.
Get me in the front door at least. Looks like I'll need to check in with those guards by the gate.
I approve. Awesome. Well, alright, find misplaced rune. Yeah. And retrieve the key to the ammunition locker. Alright, sounds good. Easy peasy.